Explosive training can build a kind of physique that is so freak, it makes people question your natty status. Not because you're the biggest in the room, but because your body looks different. Denser, more athletic, like it was built to move fast, not just lift slow. And that difference comes from how your body adapts to speed. Once you understand this, the way you train changes completely. So how does it actually work? It comes down to one thing: speed. The moment you try to move a weight as fast as possible, your body is forced to turn on way more muscle. Not just the easy fibers, but the powerful ones that actually give you that dense, explosive look. Most people never experience this because they train in a slow, controlled way, so their body has no reason to adapt differently. But explosive training changes that. When you focus on moving fast, your body learns to produce force quickly, and that builds a different kind of muscle. Thicker, harder, and more athletic. That's why explosive athletes don't just look strong, they move with power. And here's where it gets interesting. Because this is exactly what forces your body to recruit fast twitch fibers, the ones with the highest potential for size. The thing is, they only turn on when the demand is high enough. When you try to move fast, your body has no choice but to use them. And because you're still working against resistance, that creates both power and muscle growth at the same time. So how do you actually train for this? It comes down to three key things, and the third one is the most important if you want real gains. Step 1. Move every rep with explosive intent. The first step is simple, but it changes everything. Every single rep has to be done with explosive intent. Not rushed, but intentional speed from the start of the movement. The goal here isn't just to lift the weight, it's to accelerate it as hard as you can through the entire range. Most people completely miss this and turn their sets into slow, controlled reps where the weight is just moving from point A to point B. But when you train like that, your body has no reason to recruit high-threshold muscle fibers. The moment you try to move weight fast, your nervous system is forced to fire more muscle at once, creating a higher level of tension inside the lift. Even if the weight physically slows down, your intention never changes. You're still trying to move it like it's light. That contrast is what builds power. And that's where the difference starts to show. Not just in strength, but in how dense and athletic your muscles look when you train this way consistently.
So from where I understand it, I just start lifting weight fast and my muscles will get huge?
Well, not really. If you're only moving lightweight, you're missing the whole point of real overload. And that brings us to step 2. Use the right weight. And here's exactly where most people completely mess this up. Because explosive training is not about going super light and just throwing the weight around. And it's not about going so heavy that every rep turns into a slow grind. The real gains happen right in the middle. In that power zone where the weight is heavy enough to create real tension, but still light enough to move fast. That's usually around 50 to 70% of your max. And this is where you can actually produce the most force. Because if the weight is too light, there's no reason for your body to grow. And if it's too heavy, you lose the speed that makes this whole thing work. So what you want to do? Pick a weight you can move explosively with perfect form. Drive every rep as fast as possible, and the moment that speed drops, you stop the set. Not when you're tired, not when it burns, but when you're no longer explosive. Keep your reps low, around 3 to 6 and around 3 to 5 sets. Stay focused on quality and treat every set like it's about maximum power output, not fatigue. That's the difference, and that's what actually starts building that freakish look instead of just getting you tired. Now, if you're thinking, okay, cool, I'll just stay in that power zone and get jacked. Not so fast, because there's one more piece that actually decides if you build power or just stay average. And that is step 3, master the eccentric plus reactive strength. This is the part that decides if you actually look explosive, because speed on the way up is only half the story. The real difference is what you do on the way down. So first, the eccentric. That's the lowering phase. And unlike the concentric, you don't just drop fast. Instead, you focus on controlling the movement. Think of it like this. Every controlled descent is you literally storing power inside the muscle. The more control you have here, the more violent the next rep can be. Now here's where it gets fun. The reactive part is actually the no hesitation, no emotional damage transition. You hit the bottom position and instantly explode back up.
Bruh.
Because the truth is, if you pause at the bottom, you're basically telling your muscles to rest. And that kills the whole point. So every rep should look like this. controlled eccentric, and immediate aggression up. And this is what actually builds that athletic, spring-loaded look. Not just strength, not just speed, but the ability to absorb force and fire it back instantly. That's what makes you look like you move different, even when you're just standing still. If you want to actually apply all of this to pull-ups and start building explosive reps fast, I put together a free guide with 5 explosive pull-up tips that break everything down step by step. It shows you exactly how to generate more power, fix common mistakes that kill your explosiveness, and turn your pull-ups into fast, high-output reps instead of slow grinders. It's the first link in the description. Go grab it and start applying it in your next session. Takeaway: explosive training isn't about going harder every day. It's about training with maximum intent, then repeating high-quality reps consistently. Do that, and your body stops looking like it just lifts, and starts looking athletic, dense, and built to move. Dips can be a powerful exercise for building that aesthetic physique. So here's a video about that too.